Insights, where we explore trends, challenges, and innovations shaping the world from risk intelligence. I'm Sjoerd Leemhuis, I'm the CEO and founder of Owlin. And today I'm joined by Dorian Ceyrat, Chief Revenue Officer at Aprovall. We're recording this live from DPW, Digital Procurement World in Amsterdam. We're surrounded here by innovators, partners, and clients who are shaping the next chapter of procurement and third-party risk. Dorian, it's great to have you here.
Thank you, sir. It's a great pleasure to be here, and thanks for the invite. It's really nice to be here at DPW. Yes, let's start.
Nice. Hey, Dorian, for the people that might not know you yet, can you tell us a bit about Aprovall and also about yourself and maybe how this partnership came to be?
Sure. So I'm Dorian Ceyrat. I'm Chief Revenue Officer at Aprovall. I'm in charge of partnership and global expansion. So that's why we are having a lot of exchange together. So indeed, Aprovall is a software editor which playing on the third-party risk management area. We are providing risk assessment around supplier when it comes to look at the cyber, legal, environment issues, finance. We collect things around that, and we do help organization to have a better visibility and automate things around those processes.
Nice.
So a bit about how is it that there is this partnership? Is that we do these things which is like we do the market being segmented, sorry, between the service provider, the technology provider, and the data provider. Here we are more discussing between Owlin, which is more like a data level, which is able to provide some insight, and on our side we are more positioning as a technology provider, and so it feels like a totally comprehensive and complementary to discuss together to provide solution for our customer around data insights.
Yeah. So what we believe is our users, they need both workflow tooling, they both need data and intelligence, and but yet you don't want to have a workflow which is fragmented with all different tools that they need to access, right? Everything accessible in one tool, and that tool is Aprovall, and we're happy to be part of that.
Thank you.
Nice. Hey, how do you still remember how we came at play and how it all started?
Yeah, so I believe we started discussing because our shareholders was like looking at your solution, and I believe it started like that, and we were thinking, okay, maybe we should consider and think about like a partnership to seeing if there is any potential synergy together, creating something which will make sense to our customer. So that's a piece of the story, and so then we explored that. We started to integrate at least the adverse media side, and that's the way we started. That's it.
Nice. Yeah, I think also how I recall it was really our connection with your management, and you're also part of the management board, and I think we had also met your investors, and I think they saw their shared DNA in these companies. So you should serve clients together. And for us, it's also simple, right? I think we are happy to integrate because we just want to be where our clients are. And if that is in your dashboard, we love to integrate also in your dashboard. And I think that's why it makes sense. You bring the platform and the workflow, and we bring then the analytics and the context. Hey, I'd like to zoom in maybe, or let's maybe first zoom out actually a little bit, because we're both now at Digital Procurement World, and people that might notice we're actually in our office, but the whole event is just around the corner. I've been listening, and we've both been listening to some talks and met many people from the industry. I noticed there were some trends and topics that are broadly discussed right now at the event, and let me name a few. So it's all about AI, and especially agentic AI. And you see how that's entering the third-party risk management workflow. Although some people might think otherwise. Regulation is still there and getting real and operational. So we have DORA, NIS2, CS3D, but also the AI Act. And I think that's an interesting one, especially with AI and agentic AI entering the workflow. I see still that cyber threats are cascading through the supply chain. And finally, there's also a broader theme at DPW. It's resilience, because it's not only like a risk function right now, TPRM, but it's more an enterprise capability, right? You hear it everywhere: risk, procurement, cyber, legal. They all need to work from the same playbook. Um, what are you seeing from your side, and what developments are pushing that shift, and how is Aprovall working here?
Yeah, so so first, the three trends that you were mentioning are like that's obvious. We see that in many show, many communication, many. There is a lot of things around AI, and that's let's say a common thematic right now. AI is interesting because it's changing the way we approach things. AI has to be with the right usage and with the right way of using it, because AI for AI doesn't mean really nothing, but AI for like a clear usage and clear optimization or having a better access to your data or better visibility on your data, that has a lot of meaning. About the regulation, it's just to provide a bit more on that, or to give some insights, that the regulation is true. It's something which is in the air, and that's always being discussed. The fact is that the regulation, it's not only the regulation itself, is that the regulation is changing, it's evolving, and so you need to have the technology which allows to evolve depending on the regulation. We were speaking a lot about CS3D 1 year ago. It's a bit less a bit less the case because the things are changing. So that's what's interesting, that there's a lot of uncertainty right now in the world, let's say. So finally, regulation is still here, and it's like even more, maybe a bit more local, and it has to be evolving, because you need to evolve fast with the regulation. Otherwise, you can be stuck with your processes. And the last thing, which is about cyber, it's that's interesting what you were mentioning. That cyber, indeed, it's not so on my side. I don't see cyber as like a problem of an IT problem. It's more like if you are done with your if you are done, or if one of your supply chain is done because of a cyber attack, then you have not a cyber issue. You have a resilience issue. You can have like something like problematic into your supply chain. So that's also interesting to see that finally cyber is not a topic anymore only IT for IT guys. It can be a business issue. So that's trend that we see in the market indeed, and that's something we are looking at.
So that's clear, right? I think when you then listen to you, when you also listen here at the talks at Digital Procurement World, or looking at the regulatory calendar, I think we can say that the world of third-party risk management is changing fast, and you
Yeah.
need to keep up. And I think as partnerships, right? I think how we envision also our partnership, we really are here to help our clients navigate that shift. I think we love to bring context and automation and transparency into this like connected ecosystem. And I think that's also what I like about transparency and connection, right? Is that we are also helping each other, and we are also becoming a third party as a Dutch company and a French company working hand in hand. I think that's makes it also interesting how
Yeah.
the whole world is more intertwined and connected.
Yes. Yeah. Clear.
Hey, another question, Dorian. When you talk to when your clients, right? We change the lives of 32,000 users currently. What are they actually struggling with right now, and what gap does Owlin, the Owlin integration, fill for them?
Yeah, so what is proposed with the integration of Owlin is that you have a good insight of what are the news towards your supplier you are looking at. And which is when you are like doing supplier review, it's always interesting to get a quick snapshot of the news about the supplier, but the news being like already put in kind of context, which can be either cyber, we were speaking about cyber, it can be also environment issue and so on. So finally, you get the news which are like already pop up directly into the platform, and which helps to finally get a quick overview of your supplier and having a kind of an alert of saying, okay, I'm reviewing this supplier and know that this supplier is probably having this difficulty because we noticed this in the news and so on. So that was the initial purpose, and we will speak later. But this is evolving also a bit, and you will yeah. Let's discuss that during the evolution. But indeed, that what is interesting is that we do provide, let's say, news which are contextualized.
And why is news important next to, for instance, a financial rating? Why would there still be interest for your
Because
users to look at news?
yeah, because the news. So you have like in one side you have some scores from XYZ data provider in one side, and the other thing is that the news are helping to have a more dynamic view because it's like almost on live, and it's not like being scored or being assessed during a process or whatever. It's more like, okay, what's going on with the supplier currently right now, and so you're getting some information that you don't get in the score or in the classic conventional way, let's say.
Nice, cool. I think with Owlin, we're all about for moving from noise to narrative, right? I think we monitor millions of data points globally. It's news, regulatory updates, market signals. But I think the magic happens when that intelligence becomes actionable. So we don't want to flood our teams with many news articles or alerts. We just want to make sure we only surface things that are important and relevant for the risk manager to be aware of. So and in the end, we also believe that this is what AI should do for humans, right? They should amplify judgment and not replace it.
That's a good point.
I think with thanks. I think with the look, let's look a little bit ahead also, right? And we've talked a bit about where we are today, right? So turning complexity into clarity. But what's next, right? I think what we're building together right now, it still feels like the early chapters of something much bigger.
Yes.
How do you see this?
Yeah, so currently we are, so as I said, we are like integrating mostly let's say the news. So we are on the way to provide at least scores on the news, so to have like a kind of view of based on this, you will have like a kind of indicator based on that, which is always good. And indeed, if it goes further, it will be more like a deeper integration, which will be having the ability, based on those indicators, having the ability to launch, because the purpose of Aprovall is to finally get an indicator which says, based on this workflow, based on this, am I at risk to work with, or is it okay for me to work with this supplier based on this and this? And so finally, the deeper integration will say that based on this core, based on this information, and based on this contextual data from this supplier, it will mean that you will launch some workflow, and it will trigger some workflow and some indicators within the platform, which will bring then more value, because then you will have kind of alerts and alert without going to the supplier like summary. you will have directly an alert saying that, look, this guy, there is this, there is this which is popping up, and then you might need to have a look on it.
And
And
Dorian,
that will be the natural.
do you think that in the future it will still be humans that need to act on these signals, or do you see also a role here for agentic AI?
On this, so I mean, at what level? At what level? At the level of launching the process, or at the level of I mean, you can optimize and automate a lot of things through agentic AI or AI. That's sure. And our purpose is to automate, and we do optimize things. When we are looking at gigantesque database like you are providing through like looking at the web and so on, this you can't even think that a human will do that. I mean, you see what I mean? So even you can think about having the process launched by agentic AI for sure. It could help a lot the organization and the productivity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we talk a lot about agentic AI, right? And it's a hot topic all over in the world of third-party risk and procurement. Well, if you have a system that can reason, decide, and act on behalf of you, that is fantastic. But I think our vision here is also that it will only work if still humans are kept in the loop. I think we're not ready yet for full autonomous systems
Yeah,
here.
my view on that is that having AI as a let's say as a tool which helps like crazy, optimizing, getting some for example on our side we are using AI to document validation, which helps like crazy because you are doing gap analysis. So that's things that we can do. But that's also something that we don't really do at the human level. So finally, it's just like enriching the capacity. Then having all the decision process without any having any human in the loop, it's becoming a bit weird because you need to have some like guardians of what you are making as a decision, and you need to understand the decision you are making as well, which is something which is logical. So that's indeed for me the kind of like not limit, but something you need to consider.
Nice. So we say yes to AI, yes to agentic AI, but we still need to keep a human in the loop ultimately to
For me, yeah,
orchestrate the process, right?
yeah, yeah.
Nice. Hey, and if we talking about orchestrating good processes, right? I think so far we both said to each other that we believe we have a great partnership. What do you think are the key ingredients for a successful partnership like ours?
That's a good question because now I'm running the partnership since 1 year for Aprovall, and I often like have this like what is it that it will work or it will not work. So at the beginning you need to have a complementarity purpose. Like I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It's like that. It's clear. It's quite clear. There is no okay. That's the thing. Then you have to have a kind of shared goal or shared objective. Otherwise, the partnership will not like be live. So that's not really useful, and then it will be not animated. And then you need to have and then you need to have like a kind of alignment on the way you work and the way and you need to have clarity about like okay right now we are doing that, this will be maybe later and so on, and so you need to bring clarity on your partnership to make sure it's like it's well perceived on both sides. So that's for me the key ingredient. And then gradually it will be the market. The market we will say that whether it's successful or not. So that will be the These are
Nice.
key things. And
I,
you? And you?
I, I
What's your
agree with
view?
you. I think a shared vision, right? It needs to make sense from a product and value perspective. But I think same as we need to keep humans in the loop of AI, certain AI models. I think a partnership doesn't just work if you connect APIs, right? It's
No.
also the teams need to connect, and if the people connect, you can let the APIs connect, and you can let the partnership work. So I think that's I think what I also have seen here that we're both operating from different countries in Europe, but we still have a good cross-cultural fit, understand each other, and understand the market space in which we both would like to provide value.
Yeah. And what's interesting is the kind of like to see the velocity in the exchange partners can have. Like I mean, if it's slow, and there is no really, so it means that nothing will happen. If it's quite fast on both sides and so on, that's like becoming real, and that's what was interesting, and particularly into our relationship, it was a bit the way it has been done for the integration, which has been finally quite fast, and we are progressing like gradually based
Nice.
on our roadmap of each of the. You understood me.
Yeah.
You got
So,
me.
well, I think
Get my
both our
point.
roadmaps are evolving, and I think both our
Yeah,
roadmaps are moving super fast. And I think if there's one thing that became clear in today's conversation, right? I think third-party risk management is changing. It's also maturing. I think we moved past the age of static checklists and questionnaires, right? Where we are entering an era of intelligence, systems that can learn, explain, act, but still leave humans also firmly in control. And I think that's also what our partnership is really about. Dorian, I would like to give you a huge thank you. Thank you for joining me today in this episode. If you like to learn more about Owlin or Aprovall and how we are helping organizations, you can visit owlin.com or approval.com. And be aware, Aprovall is with one P and double L. And I'm Sjoerd Leemhuis, and with me was Dorian Ceyrat. And see you in the next episode. Thanks, Dorian.
thanks a lot.